I don't think I've been this excited about holding a piece of American industrial history since I held and played a 1954 Fender Telecaster down at Gruen Guitars in Nashville. This is a Parker Brothers shotgun manufactured in 1925, and the owner brought it in and asked if I'd put on a new rubber butt pad. Now, I didn't have to alter the original stock in any way. This was just the application of a new pad. And the nice thing about it is the job is completely reversible, so it could go back to its original state at any time in the future. And for a restorer and a historian, this is always the preferred method. So let me take you through the shotgun and show you some of the finer points that makes this such an American classic. When I held and played the Telecaster, I'd started to tremble thinking how important a piece of history this guitar really was. And I marveled at how for just a few minutes I got to travel back in time. This Parker shotgun is much the same. Parker Brothers shotguns were built in Meriden, Connecticut, a state once thought of as America's arsenal. Parker entered the firearms manufacturing business during the early days of the American Civil War, contracting to produce 15,000 Model 1861 Springfield rifle muskets for the Union. Following the war, with a factory now set up to build firearms, Parker Brothers as a firearms manufacturer was created. Their first shotgun was produced in 1866. By 1899, they developed their first hammerless shotgun, which was a significant change as double hammer guns were the staple of all shotguns built at the time. By 1917, Parker had moved completely away from hammer-style shotguns, which now can only be had by special order. Parker Brothers shotguns have long been considered America's shotguns, having achieved notoriety as being the shotgun of choice of many celebrities like Ernest Hemingway, Annie Oakley, Clark Gable, as well as politicians and top-ranked competition shooters of the day. Today, these guns can bring huge prices on the collector market. Parker continued to build their shotguns until 1934, when they sold their production to the Remington Arms Company, which produced these fine firearms until 1942, ending an era that extended nearly 80 years. Let's take a look at this example. If you've been around the channel for a while, I talk often about listening to the story every artifact tells. Here's an example of what I mean. I can find no evidence that Parker ever did these carvings on the side of the buttstock. Someone in the gun's past added this to personalize it to themselves. If anyone knows of Parker doing this in production, please leave a comment. I would love to learn. When comparing almost any firearm from that golden age of production to modern built firearms, you can almost immediately see the change in design aesthetic from then to now. Guns today tend to be bulbous or overbuilt in dimension, while those from a period, say before the 1970s, tend to be much more refined and perhaps delicate in styling and dimensions, unless today you have it custom built. The art of the firearm seemed as important as its function during those earlier times. When we look at this Parker, the wrist is small and contours to the metal. The comb and fluting are thin and delicate, and the flare to the butt pad is significant, not closer to the straight like modern shotguns or rifles. The forearm contours to the barrel and doesn't overwhelm the barrels. Yeah, you might need to wear a glove if you shoot it a lot. Those barrels can get hot. And speaking of the forearm, look at how the designers and craftsmen brought the art line of the steel receiver right into the wood of the forearm. These details are completely lost in modern production. And the art line of the buttstock flows from the art line of the metal. This is all good stuff. The checkering flows around the curved grip at the wrist right up to the sharp lines that define the start of the buttstock. And more significant, the grip is round and not flat like many modern rifles and shotguns that today use pressed or machine checkering. The application of fillets and filigrees in the metal that is inletted into the wood defines a time when the art mattered as well. Today, for the sake of production and cost, every cut is made using simple straight lines and radiuses. This may be why firearms were once more revered and less feared. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope you've been enjoying gun shorts in general. They're fun videos to make featuring these old classic firearms. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you get notified the next time I post a video. Thanks for watching.